Hi, I'm Mdasen, and this is my persuasive speech on how to avoid student debt. Here's my audience. As a college student, there's no doubt that I will end up with student debt. Fortunately, there are ways that you can avoid student debt. As students need to exercise self-control and common sense to avoid overspending, we also need to learn how to budget our money and to live within our means. Credit cards are not the answer, but one of the leading causes of student debt. I will present the consequences, the dilemmas, and the alternatives to student debt. I will persuade you to avoid debt and to get on with your future plans. I will show you how student debt will greatly impact your life. This leads me to my first main point, the consequences of student debt. Credit card use leads to student debt. Blake Ellis from CNN Money has some statistics of how much and how often students are using credit cards and how it affects your future. As students, we live in a society where we want the best of everything and we want it now. We live in the idea that we can charge our purchases on a credit card and then pay for it once we get a job. That is where we come in trouble when credit begins. As you will see, college students will become the best targets for credit card companies. Students live with a tight budget, therefore the idea of buying and paying later is very appealing to us. So with that in mind, here's a statistic that may skew you. A large percentage for college student graduates budget is over $3,000 after graduation. They use the credit cards for clothes, electronics, and entertainment. This begins trouble for student debt. Also, college students today have taken out more loans to pay for college. Here's some helpful information from Dinah Weisenberg-Brin. She has some information and some smart ways for students and their parents to borrow money. A typical bill for a four-year college is on the rise. In 2013-2014, an in-state public university college averages $18,400 a year, while an in-state, out-of-state college averages $31,700 a year. If you must borrow money, do your homework and borrow smart. Students should limit their borrowing and no more than expect to make for your first year out of college. The best loans you pursue are government-sponsored interest loans. The government offers Stafford loans for students and Parent Plus loans for parents. While these are two examples for smart student loans, you can also take out private loans, but I wouldn't recommend that. Those students and parents trying to borrow smart, student loan debt is approximately $29,000 at graduation. In my first main point, I persuaded you there are consequences to student debt. The consequences of student debt these days are large credit card balances and one or more student loans. Due to the fact of college tuition and the cost of living is on the rise, for college students are forced to borrow money for college and finding themselves in a credit card debt and factors causing dilemmas in the college graduate. This leads me to my second main point, the dilemmas of student debt. Graduating from college with huge student loans. Janet Bodner from Keplinger Financial has some valuable information about how to pay back student loans. The most important math homework for students in the lifetime is to figure out how much it will cost and how long it will take to pay back your student loans. As a valuable tool, you can use the loan payment on findaid.org. This is a student loan calculator that will help you determine your monthly student loan payment based on your future salary. Despite students graduating from college with your huge student loan debt, this is considered good debt because the higher education makes you more marketable. Also, graduating from college with a job that's not marketable. Janet Bodner offers information for students when considering what major in college to pursue. When considering the major in your college, you need to take into account that your expected salary upon graduation is how much your student loan debt will have to repay. Recent graduates have a hard time landing jobs, so don't assume you'll be making the big bucks as soon as you graduate. The best thing that you to spend it responsibly and charge only what you can pay within the month. The most marketable majors coming out of college today is computer science, accounting, engineering, and business administration. It is a good idea to add a minor to your major study to make yourself more employable. As you can see in my second main point, there are dilemmas and debt for students. Loans and credit cards can help improve your life, but only if it is used properly. Whatever type of loans you take, always remember that you will have to repay and work toward the debt-free life. We will show you the alternative of debt for students. This leads me to my third main point, the alternatives of student debt. Keplinger Financial has ways to avoid student loans. There are no doubt that the majority of college students will have to take out a student loan during their college career. The good news is that the alternative to the skyrocketing student debt, students need to begin saving money as early as possible. When considering attending college, some other alternatives for student loans are applying for grants, scholarships, or working part-time while in college, looking for a paying internship for your major. These alternatives will help the students eliminate student debt. Also, students need to budget their money wisely. Dinah Weisenbeck has a tip on budgeting money and offers tips of how to successfully budget money. College students are using a tight budget during college. There are quite a few ways for students that can budget their money. Students use easy tips of money like keeping tally of all the things that they buy within the week or month. When students can see everything on paper, it is easier for them to understand and manage. The second way to solve the money is to buy your own food and limit eating out on just a special occasion or once a week. This will help you save money, but it will also be healthier in the long run. Thirdly, consider purchasing used textbooks from the discount bookstore or the university library for the best deals. These are the alternatives for the debt for students. Carefully planning, saving, and working part-time in college are a few things that you can do to avoid financial burden. I have covered the consequences, the dilemmas, and the alternatives for the student debt. I persuaded you to limit your spending and to start saving your money as early as possible. I am here to tell you that it is time to wake up and take responsibility for your finances. Those of you that are irresponsible in your spending need to face the fact that crushing debt and credit cards and student loans are going to prevent you from moving forward with your future plans. Seize the day and start a new financial plan. There is hard work to use self-control in your spending, or you can borrow and become a slave to debt. Put your future on hold. It's your choice, but I choose to work hard for my future. Student debt will greatly impact your life. Thank you. Here's my audience.